Good morning, everyone. My name is Colleen Monroy. This is for Mrs. Norris's Comm-1000 class. We're finally here. So those 6 weeks came out of nowhere. I want to preface my speech by saying that I personally celebrate Christmas. I know every holiday season it's always a topic of discussion, a heated discussion if you read the internet enough, that we should say happy holidays and all that stuff because of how many different religions there are, how many different holidays there are. I personally celebrate Christmas. So that's what my speech is going to be on, is why you should decorate for Christmas. So hopefully that doesn't offend anybody. I recognize and acknowledge how many different holidays there are, especially around that same time. But personally for me, this is what I celebrate. I'm going to explore why decorating for Christmas improves mental health, and it can help stimulate your brain in a positive way, and it also drives social connection. And of course, I'm going to look at the opposing views on that too. Basically, I am known everywhere. Once you get to know me past a very surface level, it doesn't even have to be a surface level, I am known as the Queen of Christmas, or Christmas Colleen, or I annoy people how much I love Christmas. So, when I was deciding what my topic was going to be, I knew it was supposed to be this. So, and it's funny because I know on the opposing side of things, there's an argument that could be made that Christmas has been over commercialized and we've lost the reason for the season. For me personally, it's not that deep. It's something, all of the decorations, the lights, the glitter, the reds, the greens, the Grinch, the stories that, allude to more of the decor, it all personally makes me happy. And it evokes a sense of nostalgia when times are simpler. As a kid, you don't pay bills. You don't have to set an alarm clock unless you're going to school. I personally was homeschooled, so I got to wake up whenever. That's a whole nother sidetrack. Times were simpler when Christmas came around as a kid, and it reminds me of just how great it was, how great my mom would make every Christmas, and my dad too. I mean, he paid for it. So the holidays can evoke both joy and sorrow because, maybe you had a really rough Christmas rough time growing up, and Christmas was hard for you. My parents didn't make a whole lot of money, but every Christmas and every birthday, you would never know. But if you can look past all that, you can get emotional resilience and remember, hopefully find one good thing or one decoration that you pull out every year that sparks joy. It's backed by psychologists, scientists, and research from universities that the positive impact of Christmas decorating is more than just a feel-good rumor. Dr. Bachko notes that the nostalgia increases optimism and can buffer the loneliness that comes from difficult times. It evokes positive memories, if you had them, which can improve your mood and reduce anxiety. And I know personally for me that even in the middle of July, even though this is a very comfortable July, when it's hot as heck and there's sweat dripping down my face, I go to Hobby Lobby, and seeing the Christmas decorations it gives me a warm fuzzy feeling in my tummy. Some can argue that the consumerism has ruined Christmas, and I do see where that's coming from, because if you don't have money, you can't participate, which you don't always have to buy somebody a gift. You can make something for them, or if you're like me, you just go stroll through all the aisles. And while it's sad that you may not be able to afford to buy something, just looking at it can just spark the dopamine and the serotonin and all that that's lacking. According to Psychology Today, the colorful lights and familiar smells, because if most families, the holidays means baking and getting together and all that. I'm speaking traditionally here because I know there's some very, very messed up dynamics. It also gives me, decorating also gives people a sense of control. And if you know me, you know how on track that is. So, sorry, that makes me giggle thinking about it that way. And decorating doesn't always have to be expensive. You can, I don't know if it's productive, but you could always just go cut down a couple pine cones and decorate them that way. And, you don't always have to spend money to spark joy and to bring the magic of Christmas alive. I know even just strolling through Home Depot, in the real Christmas tree section, and, there's a part of me that could be sad that I don't own my own Christmas tree farm, but I'm still grateful that this still exists. Decorating also fosters a sense of belonging and connectedness. And carrying on traditions that you have, it gives you a sense of pride and being able to add on to those traditions and make them your own. While I love a good tradition, I also love bucking tradition and starting something new and starting your own tradition. And it generates a community, and it communicates that I'm here, I'm a part of this in your own way. Now, some can argue that you could be lonely during that time, but there's ways of getting around that. The Journal of Social and Personal Relationships states that it's good for your mental health, and it can be more of an act of self-care versus an act of loneliness. So, thank you.